And of course, people react towards you in the way based on what you do. So if you're a nice person, usually people react quite nice to you. If you're a very aggressive person, people will react aggressive towards you, right? So you influence the things that happen around you. So you can't just be curious about other people because you influence them all the time. You have to be curious about yourself too. So if you see yourself in a really difficult situation, where you see, it's not going to work, then the best way to deal with this is by stepping back and say, I wonder how I'm going to deal with this. I wonder what's going to happen next. What am I going to do next? So this kind of curiosity, to be able to step back and say, all right, looking at everything from a different angle, that's certainly a major thing. And then the third one you already mentioned also is the form of communication. So if I speak to you, or I speak to you, then that's communication. Now what I want to do now is I want you to communicate with me without using a single word. Yeah, that works. Not sure what that means, but it can mean many things.
Bulgarians mean two things.
Two things.
So they can say,
which means no? That's what I've been told. Do that means
no,
no.
it can mean yes as well.
Means yes. No.
It takes a separate skill to understand.
All right, okay. How do you communicate with someone without using words?
Body language.
What language?
Body
language.
Yeah? What else? How? Show me.
You're half Italian. Your body language must be
Yes.
very active. Yes.
How do you communicate with someone without using words? How do you do that?
Well, for example, even when you're speaking to somebody, you still use your body language, and while you're saying one thing, you can mean or imply something completely different.
Show me.
Like you can say, yeah, I'm completely interested in what you have to say. Yeah, tell me more.
Yes.
No words, no words, no words.
Yeah?
Well, it isn't words. I mean, you're saying something, but you're saying something else, which is your real meaning, the real thing you want to say, without uttering a word about it. So it is kind of without words.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But if I want to say something, if I want to make a real point, if I want to talk to you,
You can
what
write.
do I do?
You can write.
Sure.
I'm talking to you, and I mean it.
You're showing. You use your.
You substantiate whatever it is you're trying to say with whatever the way you behave and the way you act towards people. So if I just sit like this and say, it's a really nice day today, I can really mean it, but it's not going to come over the same way if it's a really nice day today. Beautiful. Let's come together. Right? So these are skills you can learn. And if you learn these skills, you can even go to any country. It doesn't really matter. Even if you can't speak the language properly, it doesn't matter. You can communicate, because in most countries, actually, there's a lot of science in this that you're pretty much born with this. So it's something, certain mimics, certain way of behavior. If you're sad or the way your face changes, that's something you're born with. It's not something you learn. Even they found out that even children which are born blind, completely blind, never been able to see, do exactly the same facial expressions that people who can see. So it's not something you actually learn, so it's something you have when you're born. If you understand that, you can use this. You can actually use this to really make it very clear. So if you want something from someone, then you can actually say to them, I really would like to talk to you. Where can we meet? You can start speaking to someone that way. They will look at you all the time. They will not look anywhere else. They will stop looking at their phone just because you do that. And when if you're in an interview and you're looking for that major job, or you run your business and you want your first major client, and you can do that, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get it. Because you're going to be so different to everyone else, who just talks and tries to be very clever at things they say. The other thing, of course, that's the communication part. Let's come back to curiosity, which is probably, in my mind, the most important skill. If you're curious about things, then you are wanting to find out about it, right? So if I want a job, let's say, if I would be in the market today for a job, then my approach would not be to look at the paper and see what kind of jobs are out there, because usually there are not that many. I would look, where do I want to work? Who's the kind of company I want to work for? And what is the kind of company where I can give the most value to, and I can get the most value back, right? Because in a way, I want something that is working for me on the long run. That's what I'm looking for anyway. So what would I do? So I would be curious about what is actually out there where I can fit really in. For that, you need to understand yourself. You need to know what is it you want, that's what we come back to, being able to make a decision and say, this is the direction I'm going to go, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's pretty much it. That's it. That's all. So if you have these three things, communication, the will, the understand, so decision-making process, and curiosity, you have a straight run. Pretty much guaranteed it. You want to learn more about that?
How did you use these skills yourselves? I mean, what is your path of growing and developing?
Well, if I talk about myself, then I've been an entrepreneur. I just couldn't think of ever doing anything else than running my own business. I just couldn't really see it. Mainly because wherever I started working, at the beginning, it was always like a cage. I was never really able to do the things I wanted to do. And I had my own ideas, and usually the people I was working for, they didn't think my ideas were good ideas. And so it clashed in a way, and it didn't really work out. So I decided one day, okay, this is the only thing I can do is just do my own thing. So I started my own business. When I was 23 years old, I'm German myself, I was living in Germany, I started my own company, my first company. And I started an advertising agency, having absolutely no clue about advertising, didn't know anything about it. I just loved the idea of it. I thought that sounds really cool. And I was curious about it. I wanted to know more about advertising. So I learned in the first 6 months everything I could about advertising, and at the same time started my company. Later I realized that my first clients, I had most of the clients, they were coming from abroad, so they were not actually living in Germany themselves. Most of them were in London, so I moved to London, and I lived in London for 15 years and continued with my advertising agency there. Then after this, I had a bit of I wasn't really very good at managing myself physically, so I had a bit of a burnout, and I decided I'm going to have a break, and I moved to Spain. And so I'm going to live on the beach now, like what you do all the time here. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. And of course, after a short period of time, I got really bored, and I thought, this is not really for me. I want to do a little bit more than that. So I started another company, and so one company after the other followed, and 8 companies later, I'm now running the Entrepreneur Academy in Belgium. And the idea of the Entrepreneur Academy is that I found out that I love to start businesses. I absolutely love it. There's nothing more exciting, exhilarating than starting a business. But I absolutely hate running a business. I can't stand the monotony of the whole thing, always the same stuff. So this is not for me.
So are these 8 businesses running now? Are they running?
No. About 2 of these businesses still running. The other ones I then sold or stopped. And then I decided, what else can I do? How can I actually make this work? And I decided, if I can help other people to start businesses, I can start new businesses every single day. There's nothing better than this, and I don't even have to run them. And that's what I do. And now I'm doing exactly this. I help other people starting businesses. And I concentrate mainly on your age group, actually. So I'm looking mainly at people between 20 and 25 years old. That's my main client base. And I'm working all over Europe with them. Actually, mainly in funny enough, I don't know. I mean, I have 3 people in Serbia, 3 people all over the place, really. I actually have no one in Belgium, funny enough. Even though the academy is in Brussels. I don't know why, I can't really say. But this is what I do. So now, from this, I learned over the years, I learned the few things which I found when I started the academy, what skills I needed these people to have in order to become really successful on the things they do. And these were really 3 ones. So I found that they have to be able to communicate properly. They have to be curious about the things out there and not thinking they know it all, because as soon as you're someone who knows it all, it's going to be very hard. You're going to run against walls all the time. And the third one, of course, you have to be willing to make a decision. You have to stand up for it and say, I'm going to do this. And these are the 3 main aspects. And if you get that right, if you understand that, actually decision-making is far easier than most people think. Decision-making really is nothing else than making a decision. It's just simple. There's no consequence in it at all. Well, I do a game with most people. I take a piece of paper and I say, write down everything you want to do. Everything. It doesn't matter. All the bits and pieces. And you put it all on a piece of paper. Then you close your eyes, you go like this, and you just drop it. And that's the one thing you're going to do.
Oh.
That's it. Finished. No more. And that's how you start. And you're just going to concentrate on that one thing. Nothing else. Because everything that's on the piece of paper is the things you want to do anyway. So you've written all that stuff down you're interested in, and you're just going to pick up that one. The idea of it is not that this is going to be your thing for the rest of your life. The idea is that you learn to concentrate on one thing, that you take a decision and stick with it for a while, at least. And you learn as much as possible and give it a really good go. That's the main aspect of it. That's the main reason. So what can I do for you? What do you want to do? You want to run a business? Do you want to find a great job? What is it you want to do? Tell me. Come on.
I would like to do this.
You want to have a business? Brilliant. Any ideas already where you're going to go? No? Even better? Yeah, it's perfect.
Should I bring the piece of paper?
No, what you can do, you can that thing, and just write down the first idea that comes into your head, what you would like to do.
I'm ready.
Or you don't.
Yes, I'm
What's the first thing that comes in your mind where you think, that's what I would like to do? Is it going to be technology? Is it going to be people? Is it going, what's it going to be?
I have taken markets without killers. It's a magic man.
I would say tourism.
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 So,
Who else? What would you like to do?
Teaching.
Teaching.
I'm impressed.
I know.
You tell me it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen, so we're not joking here. We're going to make this happen. So you just have to tell me. What is it? Let's write it down.
Traveling around the world.
What is that? You want to make money traveling?
No?
No. Well, then we're talking about a job or a business. How you can support yourself on the long run.
Meeting new people and communicating.
As a business. Be more specific.
So I'm writing meeting new people while traveling.
Yes.
It has to be something in a way that you can say you can do this consistently over a long period of time.
Writing.
Writing.
Yes.
What
No,
would you?
I'm already there.
You already there?
I'm already there. In the business. No, I'm doing what I want. Ah, yeah.
Perfect. Come on. It's going to happen, right? What?
I want to run a theater one day.
Run a theater. There you go. It's like being a president, right? That's the same.
That will come
Just a
after.
big field. Yes, no?
I want to be an event manager.
Event manager. Perfect. What else?
You're good at it.
Yes, go on.
Making a difference with people, and I have nothing more specific.
Making a difference with people.
Like
Okay.
changing people one person at a time, maybe training, maybe something like that. Maybe selling ice cream with a good message. I mean, it can
Alright,
be everything.
Like what the guy that was dressed like a demon and was giving out umbrellas with curse words written on them. I saw this video on Facebook some time ago.
It's a good thing that they're just like that, but no.
Giving out ice cream with curse words on it?
No.
No.
You mix the two stories.
What else?
Helping other people.
How? Be more specific. It's clear. Yeah, no, that you have to do something. we guess that's what has to happen. Well, you don't necessarily. I mean, don't say that. You know, I had people coming to me and doing all sorts of things. They want to sit on the beach all day and want to make money, and we found a way for them to make money living on the beach all day. It's possible, huh? I'm not saying it's not possible. Everything is possible. I can tell you the stories, and I can show. Actually, I did it myself for over a year, so it's not possible.
Как бизнес искаш да стадиаш ти?
Everything is possible. I'll give you a quick rundown. What I did is I sat for a while on the beach, and I was wondering, have you ever been on the beach here and you see people coming with their towels, and what they have with them is their mobile phone and their wallet, right? And their keys usually. So what happens? They want to go in the water. So what they do, they look around. If anyone is looking, then they put it under the towel, cover it, and then they start walking backwards, making sure nobody looks at that towel. And they go in the water and then they start swimming. But they swim not towards out. They actually always swim towards inland. So they can see the towel. Not they could ever reach the towel if someone comes and steals it anyway, but you know, that's what they do. Right? You can watch this. It's a very common thing. It happens on pretty much every beach. It's ridiculous, really. So I had this idea one day. I said, this is really stupid. In every normal swimming pool you go, they have little boxes, right? You can get a key and you pay whatever, €5 or something, you know, and then you get the key, you put your stuff in there, lock it, put the key on your arm and you go for a swim. Nothing special about it, right? So that's what I did. I just bought myself a trailer, got some boxes on there, and then I got a license. I was in Spain at the time. I got a license, and a year later, I had 22 of those little things along the beaches, and had the kids had nothing to do during the summertime anyway, because they were sitting there. I gave them 10 euros to sit at that thing all day, doing nothing else. They loved it. They were on the beach, could play, and that was my business. And I made very good money with this. So you can sit on the beach all day and actually make money. It is absolutely possible. So don't think it's not. Everything is possible. I just want you to be more specific in terms of what you're actually trying to achieve. What is it you're trying to do? So for me, it was trying to help people to actually enjoy their holiday and go in the water without having to worry about their stuff stolen all the time. So what is it you want to do?
So you were building a business on people's words, on people's anxieties.
Yeah, it was a problem and I had a solution. I mean, every business is based on this, no? It's always that.
Yeah.
What else? What do you want?
Helping people.
That's really precise,
By actions. It's what
How do you want to help? In what field? In what area? You want to go to Africa? You want to go, I don't know, work with young children? You want to work, what do you want to do?
Maybe helping young people, so have a better life. So these kids with some problems.
Can you replace?
Yeah.
Okay, so
helping kids with problems.
how do you want to help them? What do you want to do? Well, the reason I'm doing this now with you is that you can see that it's not actually always that easy to have a very clear idea about the things you want to do. Very often we have these things in our head, and they're there. That's clear. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I found is that we can get lost very, very quickly in lots of different ideas, different things, and we jump from one thing to another because we're not really 100% sure. And it's very normal. It's absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. The thing obviously only is that it doesn't get you anywhere. It just lets you stuck in that one place and you don't know. So the only real way, and that's actually the second part, which is quite good, the only real way you can actually make an impact on this by just start doing something and then see what happens. That's a very good way. And for that, you need to have a certain direction, a certain idea. For example, you run in this place here, yeah? This is what it is. So you enjoy this, you start doing something, and now something will happen. Certain things will come in. They just happen, and then certain directions are formed to go in a specific, in a specific way. That's what happens when you start to action on it. When you just sit there and think about it, then not that much happens. Usually we can think forever and not much happens. And then we get very frustrated because after a while, nothing's happening, and I don't know what I want to do anyway, and what the next thing is. So if you have an idea, and think, okay, how can I put this one thing? For example, if you want to do teaching, how can you teach right now, today? Right now. What can you do right now to teach? What does it mean? Just do that. Just do it.
To teach right now, like today.
Anything. Right now, in that moment, what can you do right now to teach?
For example,
what is possible?
For example, what you're doing right now. This is a form of teaching.
Could be. You just need to do it. I sit there now, you sit here. I won't touch her, I promise. It's very, very simple. You just need to do it, okay? You just need to do the first step. So the one thing is that whatever it is, if you say teaching, what was the other one? Event manager. You want to organize an event? Organize it, right? What can you do right now to organize an event? You've got a lot of people here right now. Think of something. What can I do? Next week we have an event. Ask everyone, do you want to come? We're going to do this. Do it. Just do it. And then get the feeling, what happens? How does this work for you? Does this work or does it not work? And you get very quick the feeling, this is interesting. This is really cool. I'm really good at this. This is functioning. Oh, it didn't really work out, did it? But it makes you quicker come to a point where you feel like this is working. You get this feeling, this gut feeling that makes you, this is interesting. What else do we have? Meeting people and traveling. Go meet people. Go out there. Meet people now.
I'm going.
Yeah. Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, we all know you.
The only reason I said to you, meeting people and traveling, it's interesting, but you need to have a course on it. So you need to know why, because you need to measure it somehow. It's, you know, when you just say, I want to travel, well, I can travel by just walking on the street, you can call it traveling. But you know what I mean? In a sense, you have to have an understanding why. You need to be able to answer the question why you want to do this. And that why will give you a form of measurement. And that will give you a way of seeing if that works for you or not. Because if that why it doesn't fit, it doesn't come in, it won't work. You know it's not good for you. What else do we have? Making a difference with people. How do you want to make a difference with people? Why you want to make a difference with people? Answer that question for yourself. Why? Don't overcomplicate things. Make it really, really simple. You know? Don't go crazy on it. Just give yourself one why, test it. That wasn't for me. Okay, what else do I have? And then just do that. That's the part of the curiosity comes in. So I wonder how that works. I wonder how that is. Let's try that and see how this is. And that's a very good helper to very, very quickly find the way you really like to do.
How does why give you measurement?
Well, if you have the why, you know why you're doing something very specific. You know if you can achieve that. So when you've done it, so if I come here today, and my why here today is to help you to have it easier in life, you know, to go forward. If I leave today and you come to me, or I get the feeling from you, you know, there's something happening now, you're moving, you know, something changed in your way of thinking, then I feel that was good, it worked. If you all walk out like, that was crap, you know, then of course it didn't work. So I can measure against that, you know. If I just come here and say, I just talked to a couple of people here, there's no why. I talked to a couple of people here, that's it. You know, nothing much has happened, but I can't really measure against something that was for me of value, the reason I'm doing this. So what was it? Tourism. You want to do tourism? Ask yourself why. Go a little bit deeper into it. Not just tourism. Tourism is a big thing. I mean, go to Golden Sand and there's tourism left, right, and center. You know, you can be. I mean, anyone selling anything could say I'm in tourism. I don't know. I mean, it's a wide thing. But why? Why do you want to do this? What are you trying to do? Because I'm going to be people have different experience. Because I want to, you know, make a difference in there. You know, I just want to take things out.